Oh man. Oh god, this car is awesome. Hey guys, welcome to the review of my Q60 Red Sport 400. I'll start this review video by briefly talking about the engine. The Red Sport 400 comes with a 3.0 liter twin turbo V6 engine. It produces 400 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a 7-speed automatic transmission. Alright, so what you're looking at are two intercoolers. They are liquid intercoolers, and what they're supposed to do is minimize turbo lag. And you have here electric motors for each cam phaser. Here's another one here, and what that's supposed to do is supposed to help with variable valve timing. Alright, here you have your battery compartment. And brake fluid compartment here. The styling of the Q60. In my opinion, I think the Q60 has a very unique styling design language. From the front headlights to the body lines of the car, and as you can see here, there's this smooth curve that comes up to the rear fender. I think it's very expressive in terms of the way the Q60 looks. As you can see, the rear brake lights have the same design characteristics as the front headlights. Again, I think this design language gives the Q60 its own character. Its design aspects show how expressive the Q60 is. I really love the interior of this Red Sport 400. As soon as you sit down, you'll notice how nice this leather looks and feels. From the seats to the door panels, you'll notice it's soft to the touch, and you have this nice carbon fiber accent on each door panel, as well as these brushed aluminum door handles. And you also get brushed aluminum on the steering wheel. The steering wheel is a leather wrapped steering wheel, which includes this nice red stitching. You also have carbon fiber on the center console, which starts right at the cup holders and up to the air vents. All right, let's take a look of the interior storage compartments. Here you have the glove box, and as you can see, you're pretty much limited in the amount of things that you can put in the glove box. Here you have this booklet of manuals, and I like to keep a few of my camera accessories in the glove box. This is my waterproof case for my GoPro camera. This came in pretty handy the other day when I was working on my IS350 F Sport video. It was raining pretty heavily that day, and this is one of my battery chargers for my Canon camera. Here you have a console net on the passenger side and compartments on the passenger door for like a small bottle water. And this is the center console box, and you're limited in the amount of space that you can put items in this particular storage compartment. This is an audio USB and USB-C port, and you have a 12 volt power outlet here. And on the center console, or the center stack, you have this small little compartment. I keep some coins in here, and this is a 12-volt outlet. And lastly, we have the compartment for the sunglasses. And we also have dome lights here, driver's side, passenger side, and that switch turns on both lights. And we have an SOS button right here, and moonroof, sunroof switch. Let's go ahead and open that. And you also have power tilt, telescoping steering wheel. One of the cool features I like about my Q60 is the around view monitor. So to bring up the around view monitor, all you need to do is press this camera button here. And this is a default view of the around view monitor. So what you're seeing here on this side of the screen is what's in front of the car, and this is a bird's eye view of the Q60. So there is a camera on the front bumper and the rear trunk, as well as a camera right below the side view mirrors on the driver's side and the passenger side. To change the view, all you need to do is touch this change view button on the touchscreen, and this is a view of the side of the passenger side, and this is an extended view or full screen view of the front of the car, and this takes you back to the default screen. And you can also use the camera button to change the views on the screen. And if you want to see the rear, all you need to do is go in reverse. And as you can see here, this side of the screen shows you what's at the back of the car, and you have your grid lines here, obviously, and there's a car right behind me, and that is part of moving object detection. As you can see here, it is currently enabled. And this is the BCI. This is backup collision intervention. I haven't tested this out yet, so I'm probably gonna, I'm not sure if I want to add this in the review video, but this is a cool one of the cool features I like about my Q60 as well. So again, as you can see here, these are the grid lines here. Green shows you a safe distance. Yellow obviously is like you're coming up to the red bars or the grid lines here, which shows you that you're coming close to an object behind you, and the sonars on each bumper will go off. So let's do this. So I'm gonna turn the steering wheel to the right, and as you can see, there is this grid line here that moves to the right, and I'm gonna turn it to the left, and it turns to the left. So there's currently no cars behind me, so what I'm gonna do is just to look back, just to make sure there's no one there, just for safety. So let's go ahead and back up, and as you can see, the grid lines change, and I'm backing up. And this feature is really cool. So the around view monitor helps you get into those tight parking spaces. And that's perfect. All right, let's take another look of the around view monitor while I park. And there you go. That's the around view monitor. The Q60 includes a drive mode selector switch, which is located towards the bottom of the shifter. And this is the switch here. So just moving it up or down, you can select between the different drive modes. So right now it's set at personal, and we have Sport Plus, Sport, Standard, Eco, Snow. And each time you select the different drive mode, it also shows up here in the instrument cluster. So I'm back at personal. So what you can do with the personal setting, you can just hit the menu button here and navigate to your right and Infiniti drive mode selector. And you can personalize your drive mode. So right now we're at standard. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna switch back to personal. For the engine transmission, you can just select for your personal settings. You want it's right now it's set at standard. You can select sport and go back. And the steering, you can keep the steering at standard, and the suspension if you want to go sport. And that's your personal setting right there. So it's pretty easy to use. In a different video, I'll go into how you can further customize the drive mode selection. But for the purposes of this video, I just wanted to show you just kind of like a high level overview of the drive mode selector switch. The back seats of the Q60, to be honest, it's okay. But I didn't buy the Q60 for the back seats. I'm about 5'6", so it's not an issue for me. But if you're like 5'8", 6 foot, you do not want to be in these back seats because your head's gonna be hitting the ceiling. With the passenger seats, driver seat all the way back, you don't have that much leg space. On a long trip, I would not want to be in these back seats. You have 2 cup holders, this nice headrest you can rest your head on, but other than that, it's okay, and that's the honest truth. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look inside the trunk. And as you can see, there's plenty of trunk space available for everyday shopping, say your favorite grocery store, Target, Walmart. I was actually quite surprised the amount of trunk space that's available in the Q60. So my Q60 does have this protective cargo liner, first aid kit, and just to show you this tow hook that I finally got. So I did make a video about the missing equipment, which was the tow hook and the jacking equipment. Finally got this in. The jacking equipment, the Q60, my Q60 doesn't come with jacking equipment because I have run flats. And I'll show you the cargo net once I take this out of its case. So this is how the cargo net looks once you remove it from its case. Here you have an anchor here, 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 and here. So the cargo net allows you to store loose items you don't want to roll around in the trunk. And this here is a pull down strap that allows you to pop open the back seat. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Now with the back seat open, you can try to store, you know, or kind of like load lumber or pretty much any like large rectangular boxes in your Q60. So that's pretty much what you'd want to use it for. But me personally, I wouldn't want to use my Q60 to haul lumber. Maybe I'll probably do it in the QX70, but you know, any heavy items, I wouldn't do it. But with the back seat down, you definitely have enough space to haul any large items. Oh my gosh, this car is more than what I expected. I have no regrets about buying this Q60 Red Sport 400. This car has been a dream car for me since it came out in 2017. I'm so glad I waited to buy it till 2021. I've had this car for about maybe a little over 9 months now, and the ownership experience has been so rewarding. I have no regrets about buying this Q60 in slate gray. So many of you want to know how the Q60 drives. Overall, I will have to say that the Q60 surprisingly drives pretty well. You know, with the Q60 having run flats, these are low profile tires. So my assumption was that when I test drove the Q60, I was thinking I was going to hear every single or feel every single road imperfection on the road. Because these are heavier tires, they're louder. You think that would translate into the cabin, but actually it doesn't. So if you're kind of on the fence about that, I would just not even think about it. Take the Q60 Red Sport 400 for a test drive and pretty much see how it feels. I rarely drive this car to work because it's just, I kind of like, because of certain road conditions on the interstates I take, I prefer not to drive it, and I'm always behind gravel trucks for some reason. So, the Q60 is more of a weekend car, and I do drive it sometimes when I get off work. So I'm about to get on the interstate, and what I mentioned earlier about as far as the road noise, yes, because you have more road imperfections on the interstate, you get to feel it in the cabin, but to me it's not a big deal. So I'll let you be the judge of that. Hopefully that'll come through in the video, but let's see what happens here. So I'm coming up on a cloverleaf. I'm about to get off the interstate, and the difference between the QX70 SUV and this Q60 is I can pretty much take this cloverleaf pretty aggressively. Nothing too crazy. I am going a little bit fast, maybe too fast, and the camera is just lost its position, so let me adjust it real quick. The camera couldn't take it. And with the Q60, as you just saw there, it's pretty quick. When you need speed, it gives it to you. So from the motor, the motor sounds great. I'm at complete stop right now, and you don't hear the motor at all. The only thing you'll probably be hearing is the motorcycles in front of me. The transmission, it's not the best transmission, but there's some sluggishness occasionally, but I think it's fine. It's not a problem. What I said earlier about the driving experience, besides the engine, the transmission, how responsive the motor is, when you take it all in, looking at the Q60 as you're driving, the driving experience is exceptional. That's the one word I would have to say about the Q60 in terms of driving. This would be a great daily for anyone that decides to buy this car. You feel good anytime you step in the car. You're on the road. I know, like I mentioned earlier, I don't drive my car to work, but there's times when I have a really bad day at work. You know, I need to relax, I need to do something, and the first thing that comes to mind is taking the Q60 for like a 30-minute drive on an open road and just opening it up. So I think you'll be happy buying the Q60.